friends, welcome back to Jenny Food and My Kitchen. Recently, I've been sharing recipes with you to bring back slow Saturday mornings. And today I'm bringing you another one. I'm talking recipes that will bring everyone to the table for a little reset time and a little reconnect time. Today, I'm going to share Monte Cristo Breakfast Casserole. You've got bread and eggs and cheese and meat all in one casserole, so all you really need is maybe a side of fruit and a good cup of coffee, and breakfast is amazing. So let's make this. Let's talk ingredients. I've got some sourdough bread, which we'll talk about how much sourdough bread or white bread you actually need in just a minute. I've got 6 eggs, a cup and a half of half and half, 1/4 a cup of maple syrup, and that's real maple syrup, local, half a stick of butter. I have 6 slices of Swiss cheese. I have 6 slices of turkey and 6 slices of Deli Ham. So we are just going to put this all together in a casserole, put it in the oven, and out is going to come a glorious breakfast for us. All right, first of all, we are going to cut our bread. Now, in order to measure your bread, what you want to do is you want to take your bread slices and just fit them into the bottom, making sure the bottom is completely covering, and then just double that so that you have a bottom and a top. So I'm going to take, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we'll do 7 slices on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm just going to split that in half, 7 on the bottom, 7 on the top. But if you have larger slices, you might need like 5 or 6 or 7, or if you have a smaller loaf, like a French bread or something that you have leftover bread would work good. I just happen to have this sourdough today. So I am just going to cut this into little cubes. And then we're just going to layer this on the bottom, just making sure that it is all covered. All right, I've chopped that bread up and I've got a good layer on the bottom. Next, we are gonna go in with our turkey. I'm gonna go turkey first. And I am just going to cut this into smaller pieces, and then we're just gonna kind of make sure that the entire casserole is covered 2 times. So this is kind of like a double layer of turkey is what we want, 2 pieces of deli turkey. I'm just going to give those a chop, and then we'll just begin by putting these down, making sure that we kind of have a double layer over the entire casserole. And this casserole would be great for company. I mean, if you have company, you could make this a night ahead, cover it in the fridge, and then maybe just drizzle your butter on right before you put it in the oven, because we are going to drizzle butter on top. But you could definitely let the bread soak in with all the eggs and the half and half overnight. That would work. And I just like to chop it because I think that I want to make sure that all the egg kind of gets everywhere and there's not layers in this that will stop the egg from getting all the way to the bottom. And I don't know if I mentioned, I did oil that bottom. Doesn't have to be perfect. We're going to go in next with our ham. And again, I have 6 deli slices of ham, and that is sliced for sandwiches. So we're just going to do the same thing and just kind of cut this into strips and little pieces and kind of layer that on top. I guess a bread knife works well for this. And now we're just gonna put our Swiss cheese over that. Now I'm just gonna cut these in strips, and then I'm just kind of lay those strips in a single, kind of like single file all the way across. I just wanna make sure that the egg has that, can get all the way down underneath of all of that. So I'm just gonna lay those like so. I love ham and Swiss, anything. You had me at ham and Swiss, but I think this would be something, there's no veg in this. I mean, there's no onions or peppers or anything. So I think teens and kids would actually like this as well. I am not making this gluten-free today, so my granddaughter will not, she won't be able to try this, but she's not a big breakfast girl, except for bacon and hash browns. All right, I've got just a couple extra pieces. I'll just put those in the middle. Make sure everybody's covered. All right. So we've got our turkey, our ham, and our cheese on top. And now we're just gonna, I'm just gonna kind of give that a press a little bit and kind of make sure that everybody's good. And then we're just gonna cut this bread, do the same thing, and put the bread on top. All right, as you can see, I've got those bread all cubed up and on the top. So now we are just going to whip up our egg mixture and pour that right over. All right, so we'll get started on the egg filling. That's a cup and a half of half and half. Now you could always use milk, you could always use heavy cream, I would think. That would be very decadent. And then I've got that 1/4 cup of maple syrup. And that's just gonna give us a little pop of sweetness that you see if you've ever ordered a Monte Cristo sandwich at a restaurant. It has a little pop of sweetness, so that is what that maple syrup is going to do. We're gonna crack our eggs right in here. All right, everybody's in the pool. We're gonna go ahead and whisk this up. Come on, eggs. Get in there. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of crack just a little bit of pepper, not too much. And then just give it a little bit of salt. Not a lot, but just a tad. We'll mix that in a little bit. All right, now I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna dump this egg mixture completely all over that, kind of carefully and slowly, just to try to hit all of that bread. Patience is required in the kitchen, right? All right, I've got a sandwich bag and I am just gonna kind of press that down so that everybody gets some of that egg and that it is evenly distributed. Oh, I think this is gonna be delicious. All right, that looks good. We've got everybody pressed down. The egg is kind of soaking into all that bread. So now I'm just gonna melt that half a stick of butter and then we will just drizzle that over the top, cover it, and get it into the oven. I've melted that half a stick of butter, and actually I decided I'm just gonna kind of brush this on, kind of making sure that it is on all of our little pieces of bread, that everything is completely coated, because we want this to have a little bit of a crispy top, and that is what will happen. I've already had my coffee this morning, but I think I'm gonna have another cup when this comes out of the oven. Oops. All right, everybody is covered. I am gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cover that with foil. We're gonna put it into a 350-degree oven. I'm gonna let that go for about a half hour to 40 minutes, and then I will uncover for the last like 20 to 30 minutes. So we'll be back when this is completed. Friends, our casserole is out of the oven. Now I baked that at 350 for 30 minutes covered, and then I took the foil off for another 30 minutes, and then I just went ahead and I broiled it for just an extra 2 minutes, just to kind of give that top a little crunch. So we've let this kind of sit for 10 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and scoop this up and we will give this a taste. That was still very steamy when I pulled it out, so let's give this a try. I'm gonna try, I have just a little bit of raspberry jam on the side. I'm gonna taste it with that. That's still, can you see the steam? It's still very steamy. That is really good. I'm gonna try it without the jam. That little bit of a crispy top. Yes, please. That is comforting. It tastes exactly like a Monte Cristo sandwich that you would order at a restaurant, but perfect for breakfast to feed a crowd. Friends, you should make this for your next slow Saturday morning breakfast. And leave me a comment if you do. I'd love to know. Thank you so much for all your support and kind comments. They really mean a lot to me. Bye for now. We'll see you soon. I'm gonna eat a little more of this. Ooh, this is delicious.